Hello, fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Gung Ho and Red Ninja from the G.I. Joe Classified series. So I think these are technically part of Wave 2. They are numbers 7 and 8, respectively. So here is Gung Ho. Pretty typical packaging. You do have kind of the individualized artwork for the character here. Kind of cool. I like how it kind of wraps around to the side and then has like another pose of him up here. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty much the standard group shot that they have on the back of every packaging. They don't really tell you like other ones that are available. I mean, I guess technically they do because, you know, obviously like this was the first wave here. I guess we'll plus Destro and then Cobra Commander, the Red Ninja, Gung Ho are all part of Wave 2. Baroness has yet to see a single release, just that 2-pack with the motorcycle that's exclusive to Target that nobody can find, so kind of a bummer there. But here's Gung Ho. Here's Red Ninja, which I assume is just kind of a generic foot soldier type character. You know, since you can't find the Cobra Infantry or the Viper or any of the other ones that are Target exclusives just yet. The other thing that I was thinking about this is you could probably use this as maybe like a hand ninja for Marvel. So it's kind of a good all-purpose. I mean, it does technically have a little Cobra symbol there on his bandana. Not bandana. What would you call that? Headband, let's go with that. In any case, but overall it's kind of a good generic ninja figure, so that's kind of cool. But you could also have it just, you know, get an army of these to be led by Storm Shadow. Could be fun. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, get these two guys out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the two out of the boxes, and you can tell right away quite a bit of a size difference there. I would say Gung Ho is probably about a foot taller than the Red Ninja. I think it makes sense, though. I mean, Gung Ho's kind of a big bruiser of a dude, and Red Ninja's probably a little bit shorter, a little bit more spry. So we'll put him off to the side. We'll take a look at Gung Ho first. First thing off the bat, got the handlebar mustache he's known for. The hat actually comes off. As you can see, he's got a little mohawk type haircut going on there. He does have the chest tattoo that he's also known for. He's got this kind of loose-fitting vest, which isn't bad. It stays in place pretty well. And also when we put the backpack on, it'll stay in place a little bit better. He's got these, like, you know, he's got kind of a gauntlet down here. He's got this elbow pad over here. He's got these, I guess they're grenades down here on his thigh. But I don't believe they attach. No, I don't think so. But you can take this piece off if you would like. As far as the hat goes, I wish it was a little bit more snug. It's not terrible, but I feel, and it looks okay. And it's not like it falls off immediately, which is nice, but I feel like anytime I move his head around, I kind of naturally pop it off. So I'm just going to leave it off for the rest of the review. But pretty standard articulation. So there is a hinge in the neck, at the base of the neck, and then also a ball joint so he can look all side to side, look up, look down. Typical shoulder joints, you have a hinge. You do have a butterfly as well, but it's, I don't know, I feel like it's a little limited, and maybe it's the vest, but I don't get a ton of movement there. You have bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and then you have a hinge and rotation in the wrist. And you can see he's got two trigger finger hands because he does come with some accessories we'll get to in a moment. You have the ab crunch, as you can see, and then you do have kind of a, I guess it's kind of a ball joint there in the actual waist, so you can move around a little bit like that. Kick forward, kick to the side. He does have kind of a butt flap, so he can't really kick backwards, but he's got a thigh swivel, double jointed knee, boot swivel, and then kind of a rotation and then rock side to side in the ankle. So all the articulation you would expect looks pretty good. I like it quite a bit. Let's get to the accessories as he falls over. I don't know. I'm not really great at posing these figures, and I realize humans don't necessarily stand with their legs all stock straight like that, but I'm not great at posing in a natural stance to get them to kind of stand up. So maybe something like that. We'll see how it goes. I've already shown you the hat. You can put that on top. It will stay in place. Just I wish it was a little bit. I feel dumb saying I almost kind of wish it just pegged in, but that, you know, then you'd have a hole on top of his head, which would look ridiculous, so I understand that. Maybe I wish it came down a little bit further. I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't stay in place as much as I'd like it to, unfortunately. I keep knocking him over. Oh, that way it stayed that time. I knocked him over and the hat actually stayed on. So I got that going for me. Anyway, here is the backpack. And you can see there's the peg. Come around to the back and just peg it through this peg hole right here. No big deal. You can see it's got some holders underneath here. He does come with 3 guns. He's got this like laser shotgun, which I think is really cool, but it does beg the question, why would a laser gun need to be pump action? I think that doesn't really make any sense, but still really like the design of it. I think it looks really cool. He's got this little bit more generic laser gun, and then he's got this, I guess, Gatling laser gun. So that's pretty cool. The nice thing about the backpack, if we zoom out a bit here, you can store all of these. So you can go ahead and clip these in on the sides. Actually, maybe this one goes over here. Yeah, clip that in there. This one can clip in over here. How does this get held? I think that's the back of it. So I think it goes in like this. You just have to play with it. You can get them all to fit in there though. And then there's one under here. I think this one is supposed to go underneath here like this maybe. The bottom one doesn't stay as well, I feel like. But maybe you could get something to work there. But in any case, there's a way to get all these guns on here, which is pretty cool. But I mean, theoretically, you'd have them holding one, so you just have to store the extras on the back. So we can go ahead and put one of these into his hand. Try to get that trigger finger into the actual trigger section of the gun, which should not be this hard. There we go. You can see fits in there pretty nice. Actually looks really good, so I like that. Get him to bend here, and then can we bring this over so we can get the other hand holding it. Now unfortunately, because he does only have the 2 trigger finger hands, you know, it might look a little goofy with him holding this. Kind of looks like he's tickling it, but what are you gonna do? Well, you get the idea. So that's pretty cool. I really like his guns. I really like the backpack. I like the hat when it'll stay on. So overall, I think he's a pretty cool figure. I think they did a pretty nice job with him. I just wish I was better at posing figures so they could stand. It's really not the figure's fault. It's my fault. It can stand perfectly fine. But now we will move on to the Red Ninja, and I'm going to just move the camera down here a little bit. Originally, I wasn't going to bother with the Red Ninja, but I think he actually looks pretty cool. He, like, in hand, looks a lot cooler than I expected. And he's got tons of places to hold the weapons. You can see he's got 2 loops on the back here. He's got a little, like, scabbard there on the side. I really like the mask. It's almost like got a skull-like appearance, which is kind of cool. And I like the kind of, like, vest. I think they did a really nice job molding that as well. He's got pretty much all the same articulation, you know, head, hinge, and ball joint. Shoulders are pretty much the same. His butterfly joint is a little bit more pronounced, though. You can get a little bit more rock out of that one. Got the hinge, you got the swivel, got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hinge and swivel in the wrist. He's got the ab crunch as well. And then he's got that same kind of joint down there in the waist. And then I think they both have these like barbells where you can kind of like pull it down to kick out to the side and then kind of push it back up in the waist there. And then you have the thigh swivel, double jointed knees. You have a boot swivel down here, and then the same kind of ankle. Get the rock and side to side. So just all in all, I think the detailing, the paint applications all look really sharp. And I love all the potential for weapon storage. He also comes with this piece here, which you can peg in. I feel like this doesn't peg in super great, and maybe I'm just doing it wrong or something. Like it'll peg in, but then I feel like I knock it out a lot. So you have, I guess, technically 6 places to store weapons there, but he's got a ton of weapons. Now, if you're paying attention at home, you'll probably recognize all of these right away as all the accessories that came with the special version or first edition of Snake Eyes. So you do have the 2 versions of the sword. You have the 2 little axes. You have the 2 sai. And then you have these little scythe weapons. So I think the only difference is that Snake Eyes also came with some guns. This guy only comes with the ninja weapons. Now, this is the part that confuses me. You can see he's got some little shurikens molded in there, but they don't come off, but it still looks neat. That's not the part that confuses me. The part that confuses me is you have this little scabbard here on the side, and you have this one in the back. So I would think the smaller sword would go at his waist, but it seems kind of loose in there, and it seems like it fits better in this one on the back, which is fine. And this thing falls out really easily, which is like one bummer I have with this, and then they knock each other over. That's fine. The bigger one you would think would go on the back, but this almost feels like too snug. Like it almost doesn't want to fit in there. And maybe I'm just imagining it, but if I was to put this one in the one at his waist, it seems like comically too large. So I don't know. I feel like the big one doesn't really fit in either. But I do kind of like the look of that one in there, so I'm probably just going to go with something like that. So I don't know. Let's get Gung Ho to stand back up. Come on. We'll try that. But he does have all the other little spots. Now for these back here, I would assume these are for the Sai weapon. But again, I could be wrong. But these seem to fit fairly nicely. And I almost kind of want them to cross like so you could grab them better. So you could use that. You could also put these. I think these will fit here. I don't know. These almost seem a little too tight to put through here, so maybe not. And they're definitely... I don't think these are going to be made for these either, but I could be wrong. You can kind of put these through there. I feel like they work best for the Sai weapon, though. And then for this piece that goes on his back... Can you stand up? There we go. You could put... These would definitely fit in here, I think. Might be a little snug, but you could definitely put these on here. Do the Sai fit in here? Yeah, the Sai would fit in there. So you could do that as well if you like. I don't think the axe weapons. The axe weapons are really the only two that really don't fit in any of his little holsters. So you could just have him holding those, I guess. And I don't know why this seems like it unpegs so easily. I don't really know why that is. It's almost like it's not, maybe the hole's not deep enough. And that's why it keeps falling out, but I'm not really sure. It's kind of a bummer though, because like I really like this, but anytime you touch it, it almost just feels like it falls off, which is kind of a bummer. But I do like this here on the side and this one on the back, because I really think I'm going to put the Sais, or this, I guess the plural of Sai is Sai, right? That's my guess. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I'm going to probably store those back there. Then I'm probably going to put the smaller sword back here. And then maybe pop these in here as well. Maybe push these straight back, something like that. And then just have him hold the largest sword. Something like this. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then, like I said, you don't really have a great place to store these. But overall, I think these are both really good. I actually really like both of these a lot more than I thought I was going to. I'm not hugely connected to these two characters. I mean, I'm familiar with Gung Ho, but he was never one of my favorites as a kid. And I mean, Red Ninja, you know, just a nameless foot soldier. But they're actually both pretty cool. So if you're looking to, like, army build some ninjas to be led by Storm Shadow, definitely pick up this guy. And, you know, Gung Ho's got quite the arsenal, so you can't go wrong with there as well. Just really wish that the hat was a little bit more in proportion, or just fit a little bit better. I mean, it's not terrible. It can fall off fairly easily. But I think the backpack's cool. The ability to store the weapons is great. I wish he came with like a non-trigger finger hand that I could swap out so that he could hold the, you know, shotgun a little bit better in the other hand. But just kind of little nitpicky things. For the most part, I think both of these figures are pretty great. and I definitely recommend checking them out. Let's see, do we have the... There we go. Pop those both in there. So I think these are both part of Wave 2. I don't think Wave 3 is out yet. I think Wave 3 is going to kick off with Zartan and the Cobra Soldier, Cobra Cobra Infantryman, I think is what he's called. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah, both of these are pretty cool. So I definitely recommend checking them out, especially if you bought the like first wave normal version of Snake Eyes and didn't get all the extra accessories. You can go ahead and pick up Red Ninja, and then all your ninjas can share weapons and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, definitely check these guys out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.